Hi everybody, this is darktoadthesticky, and this is a special request video. Someone has specifically asked for this video, and I'm not going to name them because of the nature of the video. But this video is about how to deal with bullying in high school. Now, I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form, but I was bullied as a kid, and I was able to get past that. And I'm just going to tell you what I did and what I continue to do, because people get bullied in the workplace as well, to deal with this. Now, the first thing you have to realize is you have power too. Okay? Bullies work on power, but you have power yourself, and you have to be able to find that. Now, I'm going to go through a whole bunch of stuff here, and use what you can. If something's not working for you, just move on to something else, okay? The first thing you need to know is you need to find your confidence level, okay? You have to get confidence. And now, part of what helped me was I got to the point where I realized that the bullies I was dealing with could only hurt me so much, right? They weren't going to kill me, so I could personally deal with the pain. I've experienced a lot of pain over the years for different things. I broke my tailbone, I don't know how many times. I broke the schnoz a couple of times. And so I've experienced pain, and I know that these bullies that I was dealing with could hurt me. But I could deal with it. So that was started with the start of building up my confidence. So even though when I got to the point when I started having confidence, I was never actually in any physical danger anymore. They sense it, and they will back off. So you have to get to that confidence level. And, you know, there's different kinds of bullies. Some are mental bullies that do things to fuck with your brain, and other ones are physical bullies that will physically attack you, okay? So the different ones you have to deal with differently. But first you have to find your confidence, okay? And let's talk a little bit more about that. What you can do to build up your confidence is find what you're good at. Okay, whether it's art, music, computers, whatever you're good at, work at that. Become really good at that and build your confidence off of that. Another thing, one of the things I did is I joined a martial arts class. Not so I could beat people up, but because I could get physically stronger. And because I was physically stronger and I knew at that point how to fight, I didn't need to, because I knew that if they physically attack me at that point, I could defend myself. But you don't need to fight a bully. In fact, it's a bad idea to fight the bully. Even if you do go ahead and you are able to beat the bully up, most likely you're going to get in trouble for it. That's just the way the world works. So let's avoid the physical contact. But you have to build up that confidence level. And one of the things is you can do martial arts, or you can music. Find music that pumps you up and makes you feel strong. And listen to it over and over again. I did that a lot. Another thing you can do is you have to start to learn how to control your feelings. When a bully is pushing you around, whether it's physical or mental, they are trying to make you frightened. They're trying to make you cry or to freak out, to run away. They're trying to push you around. And if you can start learning to control that. Now, how do you do that? You do that by practicing. What I'm saying is, when you're in your room or out alone, you're just going for a walk, is run over in your head, what is the bully going to do to you? And how are you going to react to that? And don't get angry. Okay? Control yourself. Don't get angry, because you'll do something stupid if you get angry. And try to not be as afraid. Okay, it's hard. It's really hard. You're going to have to really work at this. But you can do it. You can stop being afraid of them. And, I'm not going to say it's going to turn over overnight, and it's not going to work for everybody. But you have to get a hold of that, because once you get the fear and the anger out of the way, you are more in control of yourself. And that way you can control a bully. And bullies can be controlled, because they tend to be very unthinking people. They're not very cerebral, usually. They don't think about what they're doing. They just act. So you can control them if you can get control of your fear and your anger. One of the things that you can do to get control is, like I said before, getting more confidence by listening to music, doing artwork, working on computers, martial arts, gymnastics, whatever it is that you like. Yoga is another good thing. But bullies hate the light. And what I mean by that is they don't they don't like it when everybody knows what's going on. They want people to be afraid of them, but they don't want everybody to know. So you're going to be open and honest. Now, first, before you even get to that point, you have to get to that point where you're not either less afraid of them and not as angry, because there's going to be a point here where you're going to put yourself in a little bit more of an aggressive point for them, because they're going to act out when you start fighting back. And I don't mean physically fighting back, I mean resisting them. So what you're going to do is start telling everybody. Talk to your parents, talk to your teachers, talk to whoever needs to be talked to. Talk to the bully. Don't do it alone, okay? Make sure there's a bunch of people around, teacher or whatever, and say, I'm not putting up with your bullying anymore. If you have to, talk to police. If it's got to the point where it's physical and you're going to risk being harmed, talk to the police. But you have to talk, and you have to do it calm and considerate. You can't look like the cuckoo. Okay? If you go in there and you're freaking out and you're screaming and you're crying and stuff like that, it's not going to work, because you're going to look like the cuckoo. Be calm. Say, this person is doing this, and I want it to stop. You'll be surprised at how much power you can have just by talking calm and collected. Talk to the principal, whoever you have to. And if they're not listening to you, go over whoever that person's head is. The teacher and they're not listening to you, go to the principal and say, I was talking to this teacher, they didn't listen. If the principal's not listening, talk to your parent and say, hey, talk to the teacher or talk to the parent, they're not listening. If you have to talk to the police, say, my teacher and my parent won't do anything about it. I'm talking to you now. Also, you need to make connections with friends, okay? Friends that you can really trust, not friends that are secretly stabbing you in the back stuff. People who are standing by you no matter what, okay? You have to strengthen your relationship with them, because you're going to need their strength to watch your back, okay? But you would be, it's hard to understand when you're at that point where you're freaking out, where you don't know what they're going to do to you next. It's hard to understand. Once you get past that, there's not really a lot that they can do to you that's going to hurt you. Okay? Because right now, everything that you can imagine is not really as bad as you think, with the exception of really bad physical stuff. They can attack you socially, they can attack you physically, they can attack you mentally. But except for some really extreme physical stuff, it isn't that bad. Okay, high school is only a couple of years, and once you get past that, that all goes away. You probably never see these people again. I know high school's a pain in the ass. It's a horrible time, but you can get past it. And you can, once you get out of high school, the world is going to be different. Now, they're still going to come into contact with bullies, so it's best to learn how to deal with them while you're in high school. And if not, just learn with it later. But you can do it. You can do it. It's just a matter of running it over in your head over and over again, talking to your friend that you trust and say, hey, listen, this is what I think I should do. This is what I think I should do. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to collect it. I'm going to talk. And I'm going to get this out in the open. I was a scrawny little kid in high school. And the biggest bully in school challenged me one day. He was going to, he was coming at me to push me around. And I just stood my ground and I let him know he wasn't going to bully me. And he left me alone. Because he knew that no matter, even though physically he could beat the crap out of me, it wouldn't have mattered. Because I wasn't going to let him bully me. And I mean, you know what? Bullies are cowards. They're chicken shits. They're picking on you to make themselves feel better because they have extremely low self-esteem, and that's why they're trying to put your self-esteem down. So if you can build up your own self-esteem, you can put that bully back in his place because they are so weak. And they'll always attack you with what they're most afraid of. Okay? If it's a woman who's attacking you with social status, it's because she's worried about her own social status. So use it against her. Okay? Push that right back at her. If it's a bully who's sitting there making fun of you, calling you, like that you're not heterosexual enough or not gay enough, use that against them. Now, when I say that use against them, I mean just say it back to them. If they say, hey, you're a little faggot, and I'm sorry for using that word, say it back to them. You don't have to use that same word. I was on a bus one time, and there was a gang member there who was calling me that. And I said, no, thank you. I'm straight. But if you're looking for a date, I can get you in touch with somebody. It totally threw him for a loop. He didn't talk to me for the rest of the bus trip. At the first time, I thought I was going to get attacked. Next thing I know, he's going off to bother somebody else. So, I mean, use it, but use it calmly, okay? Whatever they're throwing at you is what they're afraid of, okay? If the physical bullies are usually the ones that are getting beat up at home. You don't go physical on them, but let them know that you're not afraid of them. And that's the secret, is just letting them know. Even if they beat you up, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. But that's all it's gonna do. You're gonna heal. And then you go and you tell everybody what they did to you. You know what? If they beat you up again, do it again. Except tell a higher up the list. Somebody's going to stop it. That's the secret of dealing with bullies. Okay? And you know what? And if it gets to that physical part, go to the police right away, because that's against the law. And you know what? Don't this crap that don't tattle, blah, 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 blah. No, they assaulted you. They physically assaulted you. They committed a crime. You're a law-abiding citizen. It's your job to report them. And I don't give a crap what anybody else says. And that's what you should do too. Don't give a crap what anybody else says. And you keep calm. Don't lose your temper. Try not to be scared. Okay? And like I said, I'm not an expert. Talk to your school counselor. Martial arts helped me a lot. I mean, and it's fun. To be honest, martial arts is a lot of fun, even for somebody who is an awkward, skinny little teen. So I hope that helps. If anybody has any other tips, please leave a video response or comments below. And if you think I'm off base here, please let me know, because, like I said, I'm not an expert. This is just from my life experience. And I hope that this will help somebody else just, get their own confidence, find their own power, because you have power. You just have to find it. It's inside you. Use it. Okay? And I hope that helps. I mean, you can tell, right, because there's a life experience here. You can tell I'm getting a little bit worked up here. So I'm going to let this go. I'm going to end this video now, because I went through this, and a lot of people went through this. And that's the secret, is everybody's gone through this. I don't think you're going to find anybody that you'll ever talk to, unless they're really young, who hasn't been bullied or been a bully. And most likely, even the ones that have been a bully have been bullied. So you're not alone. That's one of the things. You're not alone. Everybody's been through it. So find that power, please. If that helps in any way, I hope it does.